Hey there guys, it's Metro, and today we're taking a look at the Guardians, the Corrupted Guardians, Guardian of the Galaxy, whatever this one is. It's LFR guys, right? You don't need to know the name, you just know the bosses. And the first one's Ursoc, right? Doing this from the Holy Paladin perspective this time around. I did the last one as a tank, but now it's time to start focusing a little bit more on healing, especially since we're about 2 months away from the expansion. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit about Holy Paladin. Just a caveat, I learned nothing, absolutely nothing about any of these bosses, other than the final one, I guess, a little bit, but this boss seems to have some kind of charge and an AoE, so very good. I think Holy Paladin is a lot more equipped to deal with this type of damage nowadays. I've seen a lot of people on the Holy Paladin 5-man video I made, which I'm going to make a few more, but a little bit confused about the role of healers. And then, of course, the role of Holy Paladins within those healers. And first, I'd like to talk about the role of Holy Paladins within healers. I think they have a very balanced kit. I think a lot more people have a very balanced kit now. They have a very strong instant cast that's new called Light of the Martyr. The drawback, of course, is that it deals damage to you. 50% of the healing done is damage to you as well. So, of course, when you pop wings, you're going to take a lot more damage. You have to play smarter. But as you're going to see here in this raid clip, I think you're going to finally have a good instant as a Holy Paladin, because you're going to be up in melee. All right, first of all, you're going to be doing damage too. We'll talk about that in a bit. But you're going to be in, like, you see healing rain down, you see effervescence, even the druid standing next to us. So we're getting heals from other healers. So it's a bit different than in 5-mans. Light of the Martyr is not very good in 5-mans because you're basically just putting yourself in a hole. It's a good catch-up heal in 5-mans, but in raids, it's a very good go-to heal. Now, it does, use some mana and all that. There's other drawbacks, but I really find great use of it. It's a very good filler heal. It feels like to spot heal. It's like, oh, this guy's at 90%, so I'm just going to top him off with this heal. I think that's going to be the role of it, honestly. It works really well with the, obviously the component of Holy Shock. And then as you see, they're big AoE damage, so we'll talk about AoE as well. I'm taking the Light's Hammer talent. It's a very good heal. I also have, of course, Divine Protection, or no, Divine something. It's where you have a better chance, you have like a 25% chance to get a free Light of Dawn, and then I have the 100 talent that makes Light of Dawn better. So these two things together, plus Light's Hammer, make for a pretty good AoE heal kit. And then, of course, you have your artifact, which surprisingly, it didn't do very much in this 5-man. I'm also taking Aura of Mercy, which does basically a trank when you use Aura Mastery, and combined with the trait in the healing tree, the artifacts tree, of course, that increases all healing received by, I think, 25% whenever you use Devotion Aura. Well, it's not Devotion Aura, it's actually Aura Mastery again. So yeah, it's a very good heal. It's not Trank by any stretch of the imagination. Trank is amazing, if you guys can't tell by the Druid's chart, which we're going to show. But yeah, I think Holy Paladins have a very balanced kit nowadays, is what I'm trying to say. They have very good single target heals. Of course, the regular casts in Holy Light and Flash of Light are very good. And then you supplement that with Holy Shock and, of course, Light of the Martyr now. And it's very good. They still have Sack, Blessing of Sack, which is not as good as it once was, because it always transfers damage to you now. And you're constantly taking damage since you're using Light of the Martyr, so it's going to be a lot harder to use. There's also that global cap on it, so you can't take more than a certain number of damage, which means you can't reduce as much damage to the tank. It's a bit of a nerf, but between Aura of Mercy and then actual Devotion Aura, the two options I think are really good. If you have two Holy Paladins in your raid, it might be best to kind of split it up. As you see the damage there, I'll talk a little bit about that real quick. Assassinations rogues seem really good. Of course, Fire Mage on Holy DK. I'm not actually sure what. That's a fucking Druid. I have no idea we had a good Druid damage. I wish I took a little bit better look at that, but we're just going to continue to see more of the same here. As you saw there, Light of the Martyr, a very high percentage of my healing, about 35% on all these bosses, because it's very easy to use when you're constantly getting heals. And I'm standing in 2 healing rain, guys. I'm also able to Holy Shock myself. I'm also able to stand in my own Holy, my own heals and stuff as well when I throw it on Light's Hammer. And then, of course, Light of Dawn is healing me sometimes as well. So You're healing yourself. Other people are healing you. So why not? Why not just use it as much as possible? And I think that's the right play. Now, also, I showed the damage there. I showed myself doing about 35k on both of these bosses. This is something that you're going to want to get used to doing. And I'm still here focusing on healing because I'm new to it. I haven't healed a raid yet on the beta. This is my first time healing any large group of raiding, so I'm getting used to it. And I'm pretty pleased with the results, I must say. But I'm not pleased with how little damage I did. I was looking to do at least 50k on both these bosses, especially this one since it's 2. I figured this would be a good one. I could do a lot of damage, but I kind of just found myself in that same old habit hole where it was like, I just heal. Every global heal. Every global heal. Even though I'm pretty much just overhealing. 90% of the healing cast is probably overhealing in some degree. And I'm kind of just E-peening out here. Like, look at how much more healing I'm doing this druid. You know what I mean? I'm just playing like a typical tryhard. And there's no reason for me to be spamming so much heals on these people. They're not going to die. I don't need to heal them. But if I don't, somebody else is going to, and then I'm going to look stupid in the video, you know. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you can do good damage as a Holy Paladin and as all healers now. And in fact, the other healers do not. They don't do any damage really whatsoever. So that is something that you definitely need to work on, guys. As a healer in raids, your first 5-6 globals, you should really be bursting. And you can burst high. I mean, I'm talking about 35k DPS where almost probably less than 5% of my globals were damaged, you know. I've consecrated down a few times, and of course Light's Hammer does some damage, but I'm very rarely putting Holy Shocks into these bosses, and I'm still doing 35k DPS. I mean, that's not too shabby in LFR, guys, considering the people in LFR, there's some dudes doing 70k DPS, and they're actual damage specs, you know what I'm saying? So every one of their globals should have been on damage, so yeah, it kind of goes both ways there. Holy Paladin and healers in general have taken on a new role, and I really like the niche that Holy Paladin has managed to fit into. They have some good AoE heals. They have some good single target heals, of course. I really find their best heals right now are Light of Dawn with the talents that I described, and Light of the Martyr when you're in a large group raid, just because it's so easy to just top people off. And that's something that you're going to need to do in 5-mans as well, but it's even better in raids because, you know, like I said, standing in 2 healing reigns. They're healing me, and I'm able to heal others even better. So it's a very good symbiosis. You know, you have to look at it that way. Tell your resto druids, keep me hotted up, bro, so I could heal. And the more they hot you up, the better you can heal. And it just increases everybody's throughput. It's a very, very good thing. And like I said, you know, you got a 6-second CD on Holy Shock, so it's 2-3 Light of the Martyrs. You got the global cooldown ticking on that, and then you get a Holy Shock in there on yourself, top yourself back up, back to it 2-3. You got a Death Knight, Enhancement Shaman, Rogue, 2-3-4, cast up that, and then it's a Holy Shock on yourself, and you heal yourself up. By the time you hit those 3 people with it, you know, you're down low enough so the Holy Shock's not going to overheal. And it feels pretty good. It feels actually really good, that type of rotation, especially with Beacon of Light, still getting some transference from, you know, some healing that you're doing. Of course, now this is a very low transference rate if you're going to use Light of the Martyr a lot. Don't forget, guys, Light of the Martyr does not transfer to Beacon. So if it did, it would be very strong. You would just put it on yourself, and you would never have to worry about healing yourself. But, yeah, so that does not happen. So if you're going to do 35% of your HPS with Beacon of Light, or with Light of the Martyr, you better damn sure make that the tank doesn't actually need that much healing. Now, obviously, in Mythic raids, we're going to see a lot higher tank damage. We're going to see a lot higher damage to myself. So it's going to be a lot harder to use that ability. But I'm talking about in times of low need, this is a very, 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 very efficient spell. So there you see the breakdown there. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, Light of the Martyr, what's that, like over, I think it says 99% there. I can't really see it, guys. It's too small, but it's a very large bar. I can see that fucking bar. So that's pretty good looking on a fight like that. And I think I showed the damage here as well. Let's see. Come on, past Metro. You could do it. Show the damage. There it is. So yeah, Beastmaster is looking pretty good, guys, on the beta, by the way. But there you see me down there, about 35k DPS. Not too bad, especially considering that Marksman Hunter did 77k DPS, and he was alive the whole time. So I don't really know what to say about that. But now I add a little trash in here, guys, because I think we can learn a little bit from the trash. It's kind of a long video, but I wanted to make sure everything that's in here is shown because this is a very AoE intensive situation. So I'm showing you guys how you do it, right? So of course, Light's Hammer does very high HPS when it's down and hitting multiple people. I have Aura of Mercy. I use Devotion Aura for that. It's healing. It's basically a trank. Light of Dawning constantly. I pop Wings, and of course I pop my Artifact, which is basically an AoE. I'm taking a lot of damage there, guys, so I just bubble, and now I'm safe. I could continue to Light of the Martyr away. When you have bubble up, you could use Divine Protection, of course, for the damage reduction there. I think it's 20% nowadays, so you're constantly mitigating 20% of that 50% that you're already taking, you know, 50% of that cut too. So Yeah, it's not too bad, man. I really like it. I like Holy Pallid a lot more than I expected to. I really do. I kind of thought, I was a little bit worried. A lot of people, for some reason, seem to be really down on Holy Pallid. And this, of course, is only LFR, right? This is not mythic rating. People are saying difference. Obviously, is the amount of healing that's going to be needed for the tank. So I think, in any case, Holy Paladin actually fits that role even better in mythic rating. Maybe we're going to have to see Beacon of Faith again. I'm not really sure. I like the talent I'm taking personally because, of course, it's a small throughput increase from the Mastery. And then, of course, it's a very, very large, sizable throughput increase from Lighted Dawn, which is actually a really good spell now, guys. If you remember WoD Lighted Dawn, just throw that to the side. This is a different spell. Unfortunately, they made it look shit again. If you remember, I actually made a video on Light of the Dawn way back in the day when they made it a nice new animation. I think that was 5.1 or no 6.1. 6.1, and it was it looked like what I imagined the galaxy would look like if a Holy Paladin could cast it. But then they nerfed the fuck out of it. This expansion, they made it look like that stupid cone again from all the other expansions. But anyway, that's that. So yeah, you see the HPS going up. Of course, now I'm also keeping Consecrate down. I should have probably showed the damage too, but Consecrate doing a good amount of damage. You have a good talent in what's it called? Blinding of fuck, I think it is. Yeah, you could use blinding of fuck to do a good amount of AoE damage. It's on a pretty long CD, of course, but when you do get to fuck, it's pretty good, obviously. So, and then of course you have just Consecrate on a 6-second whatever CD and Lighted Dawn as well. Or not Lighted Dawn. Hammer of the Naru. That's not the name of it either, but either way, yeah. So you can do a good amount of HPS and damage at the same time, with a very few amount of globals for damage. Still carries you a little bit. You see the damage there, actually. I'm kind of in the middle, above some damage dealers, which I think is a huge step forward. In WoD, you're never going to be above any damage dealers. Okay, so now let's take a look at this fight. I don't understand what's happening here. Maybe I'll actually learn a little bit more about it. This first pull is a much better representation of what I can do in this fight. Second one was a complete disaster, and I expected to wipe. And I even started the fight with like less than 100% mana. So now you're gonna see a little bit more of what I was talking about. Off to a very good start. I pop everything on the pull because I kind of just expected a lot of the damage to come at the start, but it just didn't. It was really ramped up very quickly. I used both CDs. I used Wings on the pull to get some damage in, and Devo. It's not Devo anymore. It's Aura Mastery. Aura Mastery now, of course, to get a good amount of HPS out too. But to see people getting hit by that breath, the thing it is, so there's these dragons that come down. They're a little pissed. They're a little pissed because you're fighting, and they don't like fighting. They're pacifists, so you gotta fight them. You're gonna have to just put them down. It's just how it is. It's just like dead dogs. You gotta do it sometimes. But when you do it, they're gonna do this breath. So you're gonna have to heal people through it if they're standing in front of it. And guess fucking what? Tranquility's perfect for that. So Mr. Druid over there is like, oh, look at me. I press Tranquility, one button, easy game. So yeah, Tranquility's very strong right now, guys. But Holy Paladin still got a very good niche, and I think their CD is really good. Whether it's Devotion or you can take that with Aura Mastery, it's a very nice reduction. I think it's really, basically, there's only a few reductions still in the game. Spirit Link is still in the game, and Power Word Barrier, but they're both a little bit weaker. Just because the way the meta's shifted and the healing meta, especially like how heals work, how people take damage. Now, those have gotten a little bit weaker. So the Devotion Aura, I think, is probably the best mitigation in the game, but it's a talent, of course. So, it's going to be the best, but it's kind of a trade-off, because that means you don't have your high throughput heal. But, yeah, you get rooted here as well, so I could freedom myself, because I'm a free folk, which I don't do. And there's something that can be dispelled, but I don't dispel. I'm going to heal. I'm trying to heal. I don't have the cursive on the beta, so I can't really dispel very well. But so they're very high HPS, right? So I'm basically just trying to cherry pick who's low. Hit him with Light of the Martyr. Who's low? Hit him with Light of the Martyr. Throw Light's hammer down. It's coming up. Let's see. Do I throw it down? Come on, gotta throw that down. Look how much damage people are taking. Come on, Metro. What are you doing? Old school Metro. You gotta use that shit. But yeah, so there's all kinds of good AoE components now. I would right now throw down Light's hammer, and then of course pop the artifact, which I'm using right now. And there's Light's hammer. See, now that's probably an even better choice, right? A little bit more damage being taken right now. A little bit more value out of that. Still on top of the chart, but people are starting to fall real quick. And I'm not really sure what it is. I think, now, first of all, we're standing in this. See that red spaghetti on the ground? Now, I don't think that's high in carbohydrates, guys. I think that's high in fucking death. And the fact that we're all standing in it is probably pretty bad. So I bubble, but that's not going to be enough to save us. Now, I don't know what's causing that. Fortunately, I literally know nothing about this mechanic except that the guy who you're fighting is in Hearthstone, the card game. If you guys have ever played that game, he summons a bunch of Trents. Like they go on both sides of him. So I guess this is a lot like Hearthstone in that respect. You can kind of see the parallels there. Cenarius, he summons 2 dudes and they just stand on the side of him, but instead of Trents, one of them's a dragon. All right, and then the dragon goes like that, and you just gotta heal because there's gonna be people who are gonna be like, oh, what's that? You know, they're gonna get caught in front of the dragon. But yeah, so that's it. Now we'll show the kill, and then we'll show a little bit of trolling at the end. It wouldn't be a Metro video. We gotta cap everything off. We gotta round the bases, as they would say. But somebody left. Now I'm not really sure who even left, but I'm here. I'm like, yo, can we get a freaking refreshment table? Because I was trying to get food out of the bank earlier, but I didn't have a chance. We pulled, and now the bank's on CD, so I don't have any food. And my mana is not even full. I'm pretty sure when we pull, like I'm just spamming. They're ready checking. I'm pressing no because I don't want to. I don't want to pull. I want to get full mana, but I don't have any way to get mana. And I should probably cut this out of the video, but I'm not gonna because I'm not gonna edit it twice. I guess I forgot to. I think I wanted to show you guys that I didn't have full mana. That's probably why I left it in, and it's a good thing because you know it's kind of important to start the fight with full mana. Mana is different now, guys. If you're not aware, as a Holy Paladin especially, you know your spells are a lot of them are instant. Like I said, you know you're going to use a lot of mana really quickly. It's very possible to burn through it very, very quickly. So you're going to need to use your lower mana heals, and you know fill with some damage too. I really like the Judgment of Light talent. That's the name of it. I think that's going to be a really good talent. I should have used it here, honestly, because this feels like a Judgment of Light fight, honestly. And we don't have any other Paladin. I'm the only Paladin in the group, so I think I've talked about this before in the past, but like, if you're the only Paladin, you probably need to take that. But if you're not the only Paladin, then you can afford to take the other one, which is, you know, of course, what's it called? It's the one that, you know, your Holy Shock, the CD of it is lower. So that's very good. That's what people use on live. It's a very good ability. But this is the Judgment Light is a really strong raid CD. It's not even a raid CD. It's just a constant hot across everybody who's mailing the boss. It's just like it used to be in Wrath, guys. And if you remember Blood Queen Lanethil, that was a great fight for Judgment of Light. All right, and you tell the Rets, you know, I'm buffing it. You guys get the fuck out of my way and watch the HPS stack up. And that's what it's all about, man. That passive healing as a Holy Paladin is really nice nowadays, especially with Aura of Mercy, and then that would have been good too. But yeah, Trank, as you see, obviously very good. And then Druid 2, or I mean Shaman 2, nothing to sneeze at, man. Chain Heal, the guy, fortunately the guy isn't using the Deluge, the Augment to make Chain Heal look like water. So I'm going to have to say he's a slag, he's a little fag, all right, because you got to use that. I think that's best in slot for Resto. It's really hot this summer, guys, so you want to just make yourself into a pool party. Like, why would you not? Why were you gonna shoot those piss beams, those green piss beams out? Now you're gonna shoot water out, right? It's not it's just something that's got to happen. So that's a big HPS loss on that guy's part. Of course, I'm joking, but anyway, you're just seeing more of the same here. Cenarius is going down pretty fucking fast, going down like the Titanic, but he's trying to summon those Trents. Like I said, one of them's a big dragon instead of a Trent. I think it's Chilmaw. Chilmaw comes out just like in Hearthstone, and he is gonna try to kill us pretty hardcore. So I really have no idea what's going on in this fight. The fight looks pretty fucking cool. I cannot wait actually to test it. There's a tree there. I like trees. I'm a botanist in real life. If you guys didn't know that, I'm lying to you. But either way, it's pretty cool to fight these bosses. This is a cool raid overall. I really like the theme of it. The red and the black and the corruption in general is pretty cool, I think. But yeah, so there's a lot of healing needed right now. I think I pop. Yeah, I got the artifact trait going. Light's hammer's about to come back up. Probably should throw that down. But here I'm you don't see any cast bars, and that's probably a bad thing. I don't know. Like, I'm taking a lot of damage. I bubble there because I think we're standing in this pasta again. In fact, this pull, I mean, it's really not going any better. I think, do we have the? Yeah, we have like the 1 stack of determination, so everything's a little bit more damage, a little bit healing higher, but people are getting their fucking ass kicked, guys, and I'm struggling to stay alive. We're taking a lot of pulse damage from something. I'm not even sure what that damage is, but this is Holy Paladin right now, guys. You're kind of teetering on the edge. I really think, I'm going to say this wholeheartedly, guys, I really think the right way to play this spec is to almost die in every fight. If you almost die in every fight from Light of the Martyr usage, you're playing the class well. As long as you don't die, right? That's the difference, It's a very high, it feels like a very high skill threshold. If you make one mistake and die because you use Light of the Martyr too much, then you're bad. But if you don't, if you play it so well, it's just like butter on toast. You're just wiping the butter off the knife right on the edge of the toast, and you're still barely alive. You don't actually cut the bread with the knife, but you got all the butter off the knife, and it's now on the toast, and you just bite into it, and it's so good. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying, right? So yeah, I'm struggling to keep everyone up here. Most people are dead. Like, looks about like, what's that, 9 people alive? I mean, yeah, I'm just healing people. I got freaking sack. I haven't even used sack because I was worried about dying, but yeah. Just kind of keep everyone alive here. This is LFR, guys, of course. You don't even fucking need a tank. You just need 9 people to stay alive. People are dying. People stand the pasta as I am there. It's taking a little bit of damage, but I get to move out of it there and keep healing. Now, that's pretty much everything, guys. So if you have any questions about Holy Paladin, we'll summarize real quick. I like Light of the Martyr as a very, very good spell. It's a great little filler, top people off spell. It's actually really high synergy because when you're in a raid, you got 5 other healers, potentially. Maybe, I don't know what people are going to bring to raids, but you're going to have multiple other healers, and they're going to be AoEing and cleaving healing-wise. So you're going to be getting heals from them anyway, right? That's their kit, and your kit is actually made to help them heal a little bit more and benefit yourself as well. So I would definitely recommend Light of the Martyr as one of the best spells. Light of Dawn is dramatically increased. All right, very, 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 very good spell nowadays, especially with the CD, and then of course the CD reduction, which may not be the best talent on that tier, but I like it, so I've been using it. And there's a Resto Shaman with the wrong fucking talents there. He's got that stupid Earth Shield totem instead of one of the other 2 totems that are crazy, but of course they're good for progression. This is probably better for LFR because this actually heals, but yeah, that's everything. Now watch me troll this guy. Watch this guy. This, like, I don't know, some indiscriminate comment about Asian people, but he's like, Ching Chang Wong, anybody need this pair of plate gloves, right? So I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I need that shit. Let me go. So we go, and I go over. I was like, yo, I need, right? Watch this. Watch what happens here. I need, right? So I go over and open trade. Watch this. Open trade. Come on, give me the gloves. Oh, he closes trade. Come on, give me the gloves, dude. Stop fucking with me here. He says sorry. And then I think he says, like, other. And look what I said. Hashtag see you guys. Alright, let me know if you have any questions.